hi again everybody out there, Mark Mannering here from Class Training with another 3-minute Thursdays, 3 tips in 3 minutes, more or less. And this time around we're going to look at 3 big tips to do with pivot tables and pivot table reports. The first big tip is to do multiple calculations on the one field or the one column. You can see in my example here, I've just got expense categories for the particular month. There's the amount, the single amount column for what we spent on our expenses for that month, and the office in the department. And here's my report already, and you can see the one amount column has a lot of different calculations. So I've got the total amount there, I've got the percentage of the total, some nice KPIs there, I've got the average cost of that expense for each month, and I've also got how many transactions that we undertook as well for each month. So don't just confine yourself to the one calculation. It's very easy to add multiple calculations for the one field into the report alongside with the pivot chart on the right hand side there. And the second big tip is how to update or refresh your pivot tables automatically, so you don't need to do it manually. I've got my raw data file here with employees, sales and so on, and if I go down to my report here, I've already got my report set up here. Now I've got multiple pivot tables. I've got more than one pivot table going here. So if I update the raw data or change the raw data, I've got to come back here and refresh each pivot table manually. Okay, so let's go back to our raw data. Let's change some of the figures here. We'll just change one of them here to something ridiculous so we can see the change. Now we've already applied some so-called code to that report tab at the bottom left there. So when you click that report tab, it activates the code to update all of those pivot tables in one go. We've also added some nice user-friendly features. So when I click the report here, it activates the code we've assigned, and we've got some nice user-friendly messages to prompt the user, would you like to proceed to update the pivot tables? Well, no, I don't at this point. So I can click no, okay, it gives me some more messages. To reactivate that and see the prompts again, I just go back to my raw data. I won't make any change. I click the report and it gets activated again, the so-called code. This time I do want to proceed. Yes, I click that. It updates the pivot tables. I get a confirmation. Click OK, and you can see all the data has been updated automatically. So a huge time saver. And the third and final tip, and I get this asked all the time, how do we create a pivot table that reports on multiple sheets, on 2 or more raw data sheets? I want a consolidated pivot table. So in this example, I've just got some sales for the dates there, and I've got a city column there for my particular sales. I've got another separate costs tab down the bottom here with the same cities. Doesn't have to be in the same order. They are the same cities though, the same data relates to the other sales tab, and they are separate sheets. And so for those 2 cities with the sales and the costs, I want one report to be contained, or one report to consolidate those 2 sets of data. So it's already been done. There it is there, and we've got those cities down the left, and we've combined the sales and costs using a combined or consolidated pivot table, and there's my graph on the right hand side as well. Okay, there you go for those 3 important tips. Now you're all thinking, how do we do all this? How do I do multiple calculations? How do I put that activated code when I click the sheet? How do I combine sheets into my consolidated pivot table? You'll have to come along to our next live online session. So have a look at the link down here for the next one coming up. It's only a 2-hour session, very cost efficient, and we show you all this and more. So check out the website for the date and schedule. If you've got any queries, just contact me. Mark Mannering signing off until next time, and hopefully see you then on that live online session. Thanks a lot. Bye.